Hi everyone, Charles here with you. Well, I'm sure, most of you may be pretty surprised that I'm back on the channel here. I'm going to explain to you what I think is going on. Now, I'm not really sure, but if you look at the title of the video, which is I May Have Been Tricked by Satan, very elaborate scheme here, if I'm correct in thinking this. So I'm going to try to start up the channel again and see what happens. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's happened since I signed off. None of this really had anything to do with me directly. What happened was, I think most of you know that I had worked, now this is in the past tense, for a Catholic ministry just up until recently. And what happened was the woman who owns the ministry wrote to me and said that she had received a message from Jesus telling her that he wanted me to take down her YouTube site with more than 400 videos and her webpage, which has had more than 40 pages on it. So they were both, pretty substantial sites. And, she gave me a reason, and, just to be sure, I wrote back and I said, you want me to delete everything from your ministry on, YouTube and the website and Facebook? And she said yes. So, and she said that I was to do the same. I was to delete, my YouTube ministry. Well, as it happened, I never did delete this channel. So that was the first clue, but I didn't, now it sticks out to me why God didn't allow me to delete the channel. All right. So anyway, I deleted all her material, and then she wrote back and she said, something about Satan having to do with this, and she had received the false message, and could I not delete everything? Well, it was too late. Everything had been deleted. So her ministry is gone from social networking completely. So that's how all this came about. So, when she told me I was to delete my channel also, I just figured, my understanding, which, if I'm correct right now, was coming from Satan. He had me convinced that, sort of like this library book, in other words, the channel, was complete and there's more than enough there for people to look at and whatever. And, the channel still gets a lot of views, and in fact, the number of subscribers has increased. So, as I'm watching this happen over the last few weeks, I'm thinking well, Jesus is going to send me, some other kind of project to work on or whatever, which has not happened. All right. So I've just been sitting here. Well, between that and some other things that either have happened or haven't happened, I'm beginning to think this is just some elaborate scheme that Satan, put into play. And, of course, he was, at least partially successful in taking down, all the Catholic ministry, social network stuff. But the channel's still here. Now, I think it's interesting that for some reason, which I don't know exactly, thinking back a few weeks, why I didn't delete this channel also. But I was thinking like, well, you should just leave it up, because God will always send someone here to, learn a little bit of this or that or whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start up the channel again and see what happens. Now I really don't know what's gonna happen. I haven't received, in my heart, any confirmation from Jesus that I should or shouldn't do this. This has just come about suddenly here in the last hour. So maybe it's just an impulsive thing. But I'm going to go ahead and try to do this. And I'm going to see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? We just get back to where we were, which is like, the channel just sits again. So I'm going to start looking around. I've seen a few things that I wanted to post, but then I said, oh well, I don't post on the on the channel anymore. But I'm going to go back and look at a few things, and I'll probably make a couple of posts here after a while. So we'll just see what happens. Now I don't know, as I think about 1,200 people saw the message, the last video about me signing off. I don't know why they didn't unsubscribe, but actually the channel has gained about 15 more subscribers. It has 15 more subscribers than it did at the time that I signed off. So I don't know. I suppose, I suppose some of you will go ahead and get this message. Anyway, so let me get going here, and let's, we'll all see together what Jesus has in store for the channel. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's about all I want to say right now. So I'm going to get to work here and start posting a couple of videos. Okay. So we'll talk to you all later. Bye.